What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Big Dog Brett. Thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share. Today, we're going to be going over the Utah versus USC failure last night. As I told you guys before, that was probably going to happen. So, unfortunately, if you didn't follow my sage wisdom, as it were, you might find yourself a little bit disappointed today. Very short stream today. Have some other events I'm going to, but I wanted to put this video out. I watched the video last night. Let's just say my household last night was not prime condition to be watching a football game. Little people wanted to watch some movies and run around and play, and that's more important than watching Utah gobsmack USC. So, welcome back to the chat. Husker Gray, James Graham, Shelly Mack, Sarah Crane, Robert McConnell, Brad Pitt. How you doing, sir? Thank you guys for being here. Really appreciate the support. Today, right now, currently, as we sit here speaking. Let me go to the Gamecast. Currently, it looks like TCU is driving down the field just fine here against KSU. I'm pretty sure I picked TCU for this game. This game was a little bit closer, what do they call it, prediction-wise, than some of the other games out there. Is kind of, I won't say a coin flip, but they're actually giving K-State an opportunity to potentially win this game. But that's not what this stream is for. This stream is to talk about the Utah Utes versus USC Trojans. I just want to let you guys know at the time of the airing of this particular video, we're live, and K-State and TCU are tied up right now. First quarter with a little bit left to go. Let's see how much is this. It's 4-3. They convert. Looks like they converted. Okay. Max Dugan run for no gain. Well, let's say they converted. Anyway, back to the lesson at hand. What's going on, Colby? Never trust your quarterback who paints his nails. Yeah, that was karma in full effect, full force right there. Some people are saying that what was on this finger was the F word, but on the thumb was the question mark. So, Utah absolutely brought the house. I told you Utah was a more physical team. You got to see it again last night. USC lost twice this season to Utah. So, 8-1 in conference. Let's kind of go over the game a little bit, tell you what I saw. The game was actually really close. This was a good game. Going into the fourth quarter, the score was 24-17. It was a one-score game. Utah goes up a score, and then USC goes up a score, and then it just seemed like the wheels absolutely fell off for USC. Now, in this game, Kalen Williams was hobbled, but he was still playing out of his mind. This guy still threw for 368 yards, averaged 8.9. He did throw an interception, but it was weird the way it happened. There was a couple of other drop passes. Not all of this is on Caleb Williams. There was multiple drop passes in this game. There's no reason that they should have not converted on several of those first downs. And that first quarter, man, USC Trojans defense came out and played really well. But as the game went on, USC they couldn't run the ball, man. They could not move the ball. They ran the ball 27 times and picked up 56 yards. They averaged 2.1 yards a carry. That's the least I've seen of any college football Power 5 team run this season. It's probably somebody out there that's ran for less, but in this particular game, Utah just absolutely sold out to stop the run. Now, on the other hand, Utah's rushing, man, they averaged 6.4 carry, 223 yards, absolutely phenomenal. Just running up and down the field, especially in the fourth quarter. There just didn't seem to be any way that USC could tackle. It's like they forgot how to tackle it, and it reminded me of watching Oklahoma play. I don't know if Lincoln Riley needs to get somebody in there who knows how to teach guys how to tackle, but these guys couldn't tackle. They looked like they were coated in oil, just sliding right off. So, yeah. What's going on, Cliff Millwood, Sleeping Angels? How you doing? Appreciate y'all being here. Thank you so much. Big Dog Brett got a haircut, looking good. Thank you. I like to think I look good even without a haircut, but I appreciate the compliment. I like this. This is a great. Post right here. 1998. Absolutely. Doing good today. Cliff, we're gonna go see some friends and have a good time with the kids. So yeah. There is definitely who's in California? I know you're not talking about me. I'm not in California, sir. I'm in Georgia. So anyway, back to the game. Cameron Rising had a pretty good game. I mean, he threw him something like 62, 63%, somewhere in there. Averaged 9.1 a carry, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, 310 through the air, 223 on the ground. These guys were just, and they spread the ball around too. Pretty much all the receivers had 4 or more catches. Mainly Jaquindon Jackson. That guy is going to be a phenom. And Micah Bernard as well. Both of those guys averaged over 8 yards a carry, and both of them had 10 plus carries. That's a ton, guys. That is an absolute monstrosity. Utah fumbled one time and lost it, and USC fumbled one time and lost it. So the turnovers were kind of similar with the exception of that one interception. But man, fourth quarter of this game, the Utah Utes absolutely put it to the USC Trojans. Scored 23 points in the fourth quarter and absolutely sealed the game away. There was a penalty. This should have been a 48 game. There was a penalty late in the game where the rookie running back, I think it was Jaquindon Jackson, it might have been Michael Bernard, I'm not sure. He runs in for like a long, like a 20-something plus yard touchdown, and they give him excessive celebration or unsportsmanlike or some crap. And so USC the Utes elected to take the penalty on the PAT, missed it somehow, and rather than taking it on the kickoff, turned out to be something that wasn't going to hurt them. What's going on, Jordan Davis? But it was a really fun game to watch. I watched this game late in bed, and it was kind of nice to just sit back and enjoy a game, not have to do a show. I enjoy doing the shows, but sometimes it's nice to just take a step back. Some people might come out and argue that USC would have won that game if Caleb would have been healthy. But I got to tell you guys, it's part of college football. That's one thing. And I've been listening to Alabama fans for ever since we beat them in the national championship, talking about Will Anderson. Listen, Will Anderson doesn't play defense, and neither does Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams put up 363 yards through the air. He did his job. He threw for 50 more yards than your opponent. And sorry, you just couldn't get it done. It was the rushing attack that was the problem. They could not run the ball. That is not Caleb Williams' fault. While Caleb Williams may be an athlete, Austin Jones is an athlete, and Caleb Williams ran the ball 12 times anyway. And he didn't do much better than Austin Jones. So pretty much anytime Austin Jones was in there, you knew the ball was going to him. If Caleb Williams decided to run, he really wasn't getting much. Now, he did take a couple of sacks, but most of those were kind of inconsequential to the game and some garbage time. But, man, what a great football game. Now, this does kick USC pretty much completely out of the talks of who is in the who's going to be in the college football playoff. I'm going to touch on that very briefly. Georgia got to play today. Michigan's got to play today. TCU's got to win today. All three of those teams are likely to win, in my opinion. So does this bump Ohio State back up? I kind of think it has to. Is Alabama going to leapfrog Ohio State? No, because Ohio State only has one loss, and it's to Michigan, who's the number 2 team in the country, and they played them really close. So I think Ohio State's going to bump up into this spot. You're not going to see Alabama or Tennessee or Penn State or Washington or even Clemson jump them. It's just not going to happen. So they're not going to put a 2-loss team in when they have an opportunity to put in a 1-loss team or a 0-loss team. So that's the way that's going to go. I predict that they're going to bump Ohio State up if Georgia, Michigan, and TCU wins out. If Georgia wins, let's just say TCU loses, you may see TCU drop to 4 Ohio State. Excuse me. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? So you may see Ohio State jump up to potentially 3. So you have a Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State, and then do you put Alabama in that 4th spot? I don't think so. I think you have to push TCU to 4. I think that's the way that would have to go, just based off of the closeness of the Michigan-Ohio State game. But we'll see how that plays out. And that may be a scenario where it may be a scenario like where Alabama got in a couple of years back, even though they didn't play in their championship game. And same thing with Georgia. Both of those teams did go on to win the national title. So just to point that out, just because you don't win a national conference, you don't win a national conference. Geez, words. Just because you don't win your division doesn't mean that you can't win the national. We're certainly going to see a lot more of that once we go to this 12-team playoff video coming about that real soon. So we're going to talk about that in the future. Now, Lincoln, no defense Riley. That's absolutely okay. Luce said he brought the same defense coordinator from Oklahoma. He may have, and if he did, he's foolish. I will be doing the halftime show for the dogs. I am going to try. And by the way, whoever scheduled these blessed games today, uh, I don't know what y'all are doing. I really don't. I really don't. But you got TCU playing right now, and the TCU is likely going to win. Um, Georgia's going to play LSU. They're likely going to win. Tulane is playing at the same time as that. That's fine. Then you got Michigan playing Purdue at 8 o'clock, and then North Carolina at Clemson. I'm going Georgia, Tulane, Michigan, North Carolina. Sorry, Clemson. Just that's what I think is going to happen. So you guys have been playing terrible. Just kidding. I'm taking Clemson. Got you guys. All right, so let's see. A two-loss team has no business in the playoffs this year. I agree, Senile Joe. That is the most lucid thing you've said in a while. So, touchdown TCU. Thanks for the update, Paxton. Appreciate that. No, Alabama. They're not good this year. They're a good team. They're just not a great team. They're a good team. They only lost that. I mean, they could easily be 11-1 right now, very easily. So, yeah, TCU up 6-0 is what it is. I hope the dogs come out swinging. What I predict you're going to see in this game is that Georgia's going to get out to a comfortable lead and then they're going to sit on the ball. Do not expect Georgia to run this score up 45 or 50 or 55 points. He's not going to do it. Kirby Smart is not interested. He is interested in winning the game, but he is not interested in playing wide open to potentially hurt players. Georgia's very healthy right now, so we're going to play it safe, and we're going to play very methodical football. So what you're likely going to see is you're going to see Georgia, I won't say come out fast, but you're going to see Georgia very methodical. They're not going to get in a big hurry. They're going to play their game their way. They're going to be interested in controlling the ball and controlling the clock. I don't think LSU is going to be able to do anything against Georgia's offense or do much against their defense. So at Atlanta, ready to get in the stadium. You go for it, Georgia Bulldogs. I like you, sir. Appreciate that name. Thank you for being here. And thank you for being at the Atlanta Stadium. We appreciate you guys doing that. 7-0 TCU, K-State 0. Yeah, still early though, guys. When the final rankings come out, they won't come out, I don't think, until Tuesday. They may come out center. I don't know. I can't keep up with all that stuff. I used to try and stream those videos live, but it just got to be a headache. Every now and then I'll do like an NFL draft when they do the draft only because I want to see where the players go. I don't think I did it last year though. That having been said, hats off to Utah for winning their division, 47-24, absolute blowout number. But the game really was closer than that. The scoreboard doesn't show it. The major factors in this game, and I'm not going to say Caleb Williams getting hurt. I know USC fans are going to be mad about that, but he got through for 363 yards. A severely crippled, handicapped quarterback doesn't do that. Guy played out of his mind. It was the fact USC couldn't run the ball and the fact that USC can't tackle. They cannot tackle. Listen to me now. They cannot tackle. They did not tackle. They were terrible at tackling. They missed tackles. There was 3 or 4 touchdowns where it was one-on-one. Guy wraps up the wide receiver with the ball or the running back or the tight end or whoever had the ball and just can't hold on to him. I cannot understand that. How you have a hold of him and he just slides off like he's coated in motor oil. It was absolutely insane. Lincoln Riley needs to fire whoever his defensive coordinator is. He needs to bring in somebody who knows how to coach tackle. He could probably bring in some middle school coaches at this point and get better results than what he's got now. So absolutely abysmal performance by the USC defense. Yep. What's up, the Georgia Dogs? The final rankings come out tomorrow at noon. Thank you for that update, sir. Appreciate that information. That's good to know. What it is, VicTube MVP. Appreciate you being here, sir. All right, guys, I got some things I got to go do. Go spend some time with family. We'll watch the game. So we'll do the halftime stuff for the Georgia game. We will also do the obviously the game in for Georgia. We will do the Michigan halftime, and we'll probably still be awake and be tired because it's going to be a long day. We'll probably do the Michigan Purdue and the North Carolina Clemson. We'll do those halftime shows for you guys. So I'm excited that you guys are here. We're still trying to get to 10,000. Yeah, I know it's a long road, but the first step of a long journey always starts with the yeah. So that was a quote from Senile Joe. We appreciate that you sending that in, sir. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate you guys. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share. Send it to your friends. Hug your mom and them. You guys have a great day. God bless. Go Dogs.